Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. The other day I was at my favorite store, TJ Maxx, and I was walking around like the little cosmetics area, and they had something that I thought was amazing. It was this. They had a Cynthia Rowley precision blending sponge, so in other words a beauty blender. So I thought I'd pick it up, and it was only $6, which I thought was an awesome idea. The ones at Sephora are about $30 or $40, so I thought $6, you can't go wrong with that. The way it works is, if you look at it now, it's originally about half that size, and what you do is you run it under water, and you like run it under water and you squeeze it a few times while you're running it, and then when you're all done you turn the water off and you just squeeze it out, and then you put it in a towel and you squeeze it in there to get all the excess water out, and it gets like that big. And then to wash this, you actually just use like water on it, and you put like a little bit of like gentle soap, like hand soap, and then just kind of go like that to wash it. So it's really simple to wash, and I think it's pretty simple to use. So I thought that I would kind of do a review on it and show you how to use it at the same time. But what I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using my BB cream and then my little Rowley under eye darkness eyeball thingy, and I'm going to be using that to kind of show you how it works. Okay, so if you look, it's kind of like this little like marshmallow shape, and then there's like the bigger side and the pointier side, and the bigger side is what you use for bigger spots and the smaller side you use for smaller. So I'm going to use the smaller first, and I'm going to start it off with my concealer. So that's how I put it on. And then I kind of want it to dry a little bit because I don't want to just be like smudging it around. So you get the tip, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to like bounce it around like that. You don't want to like smudge it. You're going to want to bounce it off of your skin like that. And then the other side. Okay, so that's kind of how it's going to look afterwards. Okay. And I think it's kind of funny, like the way you bounce it, especially when I do it this way, I feel like it's something like jumping on my skin and on my face. I kind of imagine, I don't know, this is really random, but I kind of imagine there's a Teletubby on there and it's just like bump, 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 bump. So I like it. It kind of entertains me while I'm putting my makeup on. Okay, now I'm going to go to the larger areas. And what I've seen some people do is they put it on their hand and put it on their hand and do that, but I actually just put it directly on the sponge. That seems a lot more intelligent to me. So I just do it like that, and I only do a little bit at a time, like I don't want to fall like that. And then you just start going, and you're just gonna wanna, I just kind of like place some parts around, and it's gonna be the same thing when you're just gonna want to bounce it off of your skin. And I like the idea of, oh my god, I got it on my eyes. I like the idea of keeping it like the sponge being wet, because it feels kind of like it's like moisturizing my face while I'm putting it on, while I'm putting this on at the same time, which is really nice. And then I kind of, like, some people might not want to do this, but I kind of try and bounce it around on my hairline. Like once there, if you see, I mean there's product on there, but it's not like setting on the top, so I bounce it around when there's not too much, just to get like, so there's no like harsh lines around the scalp. And a lot of product goes a long way. Like, I don't know, you saw it just had a little bit, and I've covered all that area. So you keep going. I'm scared. Sometimes I put too much on. The nose, like a lot of, it says to use the side one like that, but I just kind of use the big side anyways. It's really nice because, like I was saying, it feels like it's moisturizing, and I feel like this like goes in a lot better than using my hands, because that's what I use. Because when I use, like, most people use brushes, but whenever I use brushes it looks like weird and streaky, and it looks like I've like painted on my face, like I've literally painted on my face. So I just don't like to use brushes. And I do the same thing when there's nothing on it really, where I bring it up on my ear like that, just so there's not like a weird line. And then I also make sure that I get it on my neck, because this BB cream is starting to get tanner than me, which is a little unfortunate. Doing this is actually what I've been doing every single day now, instead of like, or every day that I use BB cream at least, instead of using my fingers. I don't use my fingers at all anymore. Like, I'll use it sometimes a little bit for the concealer if I feel like it's not really getting in very well. But usually I just use this. Okay, and then this is the finished product. I don't know if you guys can really see too much of a difference, but I honestly can. Like I was saying, with my fingers, when I put on my fingers, then I have to do that, then I have to wash off my fingers, where this, like, it's easy to rinse it off real quickly. And I really just like the way that it blends in. And now I'm going to use my Ulta in light medium pressed powder, and I'm going to use that as like my setting powder. And I was actually reading the back of this, and it's the back of the box, like this is the box it comes in, and it actually says you can use dry things on there, like you can use the pressed powder, but I haven't actually tried that, and I don't think I would like it. I mean, I might like it, but I feel like using something dry to put on something dry and using something wet to put on something wet makes sense. For a while there, I was using when I was using my BB cream, I wouldn't put a setting powder on it, and then now that I do, like, I feel kind of stupid for not ever doing it because it just looks so much better. Okay. And then for my blush, I'm going to use my Warm Soul blush by MAC. Yep, I have to smile every time. Okay. That's the finished product. Also, if you like my eye makeup, I actually did a tutorial for that already, and I'll link it somewhere around here, and then you can go and watch it if you would like to. I personally definitely recommend buying one of these, and right now I've been seeing them a lot at TJ Maxx. I've been seeing like the Cynthia Rowley one, and I saw some other like random brands, but I keep seeing them for like $5 to $7 at TJ Maxx, and I have heard that the Sephora one works a lot better, but with this being $6 and that one being $30, I cannot see spending 5 times more. It would really have to do something incredibly amazing for me to want to buy it, and I couldn't see it being so necessary. Thank you guys all very much for watching my review, and if you want to make sure you never miss one, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned for my next video, and until then, I'll see you all soon. Bye!